Madam Chair. Again, Ms. Bell, private companies buying into this, extremely important, and that's what I want to concentrate on. How can this committee make a difference? How can we make a difference on climate issues? What are the best ways? What can we do? What are the best things we can do to assist the private sector in helping us to achieve what is all of our goals? All of us recognize climate change. All of us want the same end result, to protect our environment. I have the honor and privilege of representing the entire coast of Georgia, where I've lived all my life, where I intend to live the rest of my life. I want my children, my grandchildren, to enjoy that environment, just as I have. What can we do? What can this committee do to assist the private sector in helping us with our common goal?
Yeah, I mean, I think that nature doesn't recognize for-profit or non-profit, or whoever's doing the landscape-based solutions and bringing that to the table. It's all a common goal, which I think that Chair Castor, you mentioned earlier. We're all working towards the same goal, which is to increase climate-resilient projects on the landscape, and really, try to expand that footprint and get to a more historic footprint that can help with these climate resiliency efforts. And so just expanding opportunities for the private sector to let them come to the table and access some public restoration dollars, whether it's through housing and urban development or FEMA monies or whatnot. We can efficiently spend those monies to put resilient projects on the ground that are going to last and be protected in perpetuity, which is one of the standards that we have to operate by. And so really, I think expanding those opportunities to the private sector, and then also just reliable regulations, environmental
How important
regulations.
is that, the regulations?
It's incredibly important for us, because it seems like the pendulum is just swinging from side to side every 4 to 8 years, and that affects our industry greatly. We need compensatory mitigation, and we need the government to support that and require development mitigate appropriately, and that's important for the landscape as well.
Good. Let me ask you something else. I'm very interested in your work that you mentioned about restoring wetlands, and we all understand, particularly in South Georgia, South Carolina, the low country, if you will, how important wetlands are, and providing mitigation offsets for that. In your testimony, you say that mitigation offsets provided by Westervelt Ecological Services has helped important public infrastructure projects gain approval from regulators, allowing these projects to begin in a timely manner. And we all know how difficult infrastructure projects are, particularly when we start talking about the impact on wetlands and getting through that and everything. Could the expansion of mitigation projects by the private sector be used to help move infrastructure projects along at a timelier pace?
Yeah, absolutely. With the investment in more restoration on the landscape, we can produce more credits, which can almost instantaneously provide permit compliance requirements. So mitigation credits are needed to have a permit approved. And if you're having to create individual projects on the landscape, with each development project, it takes a long time. But with banking, it's a matter of 2 or 3 days. And we've provided all the mitigation for the California High-Speed Rail project, and really efficiently done so to help that project along and make sure that it is in fact developed. And the same goes for Colorado Department of Transportation, Nebraska Department of Transportation, Alabama Department of Transportation. We've got projects going on the ground in Georgia as well, which I'm excited about because we share the same alma mater of UGA. And so, it's really important, to get those projects on the ground so that we can efficiently and effectively support the development of infrastructure projects and private projects and non-government projects and anything that may need an offset to progress their goals.
Well, again, I want to thank you for being here, Ms. Bell, and all the witnesses for being here, and thank you, Representative Bonamici, for for hosting us here, and Chair Castor for having this. Folks, this is important. We all agree that climate change, whether you're Republican, Democrat, Independent, climate change has got to be addressed, and it is extremely important. But there are other important things in our lives as well. Today is August 3rd. Exactly 1 month from today, on September 3rd, the Oregon Ducks will travel to Atlanta to play in the Chick-fil-A Bowl. Ms. Bell, do you have any comment on that?
I would love to be there. I love that.
Go Dogs. And with that, I'll yield.
Thank you, Rep. Carter of Georgia.